Hello everybody, this is Andy, and welcome to episode 26 of Omnifactory. And I promise, this episode is the episode where we get the creative tank. Finally, at last, we can do it. In between episodes, I didn't really do a whole lot. I did a ton of AFKing, and we now have all of the Krypton and Radon Krypton and, what was it? Argon? One of the ones was a little bit low and slow, just like Krypton. However, we have all those now. I have a little bit of a backlog of Krypton, so we can start sending off tier 9s. And we have approximately 14.7 buckets of neutronium right now. I have a little bit more processing, 12 buckets in there, plus 49 more buckets in there. So we should end up with somewhere around 20 buckets of neutronium right here. However, I think some of this is going to go to waste because I'm going to speed up the process with tier 9 microminers. Other than that, in between episodes, I pretty much just got a new pickaxe and a couple pieces of armor because I wanted to go fast. If you didn't notice, I'm fast now. I don't take any fall damage at all, and my pickaxe is insane. Watch this. Oh, it's so fast I create ghost blocks, apparently. But, sweet. The first thing we're going to do today is let this thing dry up, actually. I have approximately 102, 103 ingots in this thing right here, and I believe that'll be enough with one tier 9 microminer to send, or to get all the neutronium that we need. However, neutronium isn't the issue. Neutronium is just a waiting game. The one that I'm struggling with right now is chaos shards. You see I have 40, which is enough to make our chaotic tier injectors. However, it's not enough to finish the pack. We need approximately 92. And as you can see, I have 7 of these Lara the Chaos Guardian datas, and I'm making one more right now. It just needs to make the Draconium Heavy Plating, and this will give me 32 more Chaos Shards if I can send them off. However, there is one issue. These are a little bit expensive. Let me order, let's say, 16. That would be 4 trips with the microminers. And you see I don't have enough diamonds. I don't have enough cryothium or pyrotheum available at one time, so I'll have to probably pull some of that out of the drawer. I can make this. I already have that. And is there anything else that we're missing? Moon dust, that's easy. I'll send off some tier 1 microminers, and that's it. Apparently I don't have enough processors available, but that's simply because I just sent off all these and they sucked up my processor backlog. However, the main issue, which actually didn't really show in that thing, is both our Enderium production, which I used to have 2,000, then I sent off those 8 data model things, and now I have 500, and I sent those off, what, an hour ago now? And diamonds. Diamonds are actually, like, they went the full loop. They were not rare for like most of the pack, and now they're super rare once again. So I think I'm going to solve this issue by getting dense diamond ore from tier 4 microminers. So usually I would say this is stupid. This is unnecessary and just like a waste of time. But these dense diamonds turn into 16 diamond ores each if you react them with nitric acid. These will turn into 2 diamonds per if we send them through our ore processing chain, and this, one of these microminers gives 4,000 diamonds, which, say I send off 20 of them, that's 80,000 diamonds, which is the amount of diamonds I make in approximately a day with all of my data models. The processing chain for this is going to be fairly simple. First of all, I'm going to need a pump to pull everything in, just like that, and then in this chemical reactor, we're going to have oxygen and nitrogen. And if it pulls all that in with a circuit, I think it should create nitrogen dioxide just fine. I have 42 left. I made a stack of these at the beginning of the game, and now we're here. And I guess I don't even need to change the circuit. Okay, perfect. So then we're going to pump this directly into here. I guess I should put them right next to each other, shouldn't I? There we go. Let's auto export fluid. Because it only makes 1 fluid, we don't really have to worry about being too fancy or anything. I looked at my wrench 100 times. Okay, nitrogen dioxide. Let's put in wow, this pick is fast, dude. Okay, that's a bit much. Aqueous accumulator underneath to pump water up into it. And then the last thing we need is oxygen. So fluid interface, just like that, and oxygen in once again. Another pump, just like that, to import oxygen, and it should begin creating nitrogen, or the nitric acid. I guess it needs a circuit as well. Circuit on 4. And there we go. Oh man, it is fast. It's faster than this thing. However, I don't think we're going to go through the nitric acid as fast as that. Okay, let's do that and begin using this nitric acid to process diamonds. We're going to need a chemical reactor with nitric acid and dense diamond ore. Once again, just auto-exporting into another chemical reactor, and then we'll go ahead and let's just use an export bus, why don't we? Export bus. We're not lagging out our game. We're fine. Export just right there, and acceleration cards, and a covered cable, and I'll tell you to export dense diamond ore once we have a little bit. Just go ahead and encode the recipe right here, and that gives me all of that. Save. Hopefully I didn't overwrite anything. However, if I did, I don't think it really matters at this point. And now we should just be able to go in here and say, give me some is everything else done? It appears everything else is done. I think I was crafting osmium, but it literally just finished. So give me 1 dense diamond ore, and it's fairly cheap, and we send it off. Okay, this might take a minute. However, I'll be back when it's done. And we're just finishing up right now, so let's go back downstairs, grab a little bit of that dense diamond ore, and tell it to export directly into here at all times. Okay, shove it in there. It's actually fairly quickly to react, and it looks like we are definitely going to keep up. Let's shove them both in there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and export directly back into the ME system, and hopefully we should just be able to add it to our processing line, and everything should be okay. This thing is going to need some extract speed upgrades for sure, or it's definitely not going to keep up, because it's making 16 every like 2, well, not like 2 ticks, but every like 2 machine tick things. So yeah, it's producing, let's just say fairly quickly. Now, what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to do that after this gets sent off and I make the aquatic coil blocks, because we're going to need to up our Enderium production as well. I'm going to send off 1,000, or a request for 1,000 dense diamond ore. Let's just add diamond ore, and I know exactly how we're going to process this one. It's going to be processed quickly, not through the ore washer. Now that we've got our diamonds up and running, I also need to turn them, into diamonds. What I'm going to do is export with an acceleration card, because I'm lazy and don't want to set up an interface again, and then we will use an interface actually to import items. So do that, turn the interface off, and do just that. Create a weird loop, however, make it export into the ME system, and it's not fast enough. Okay, let's move up to LUV. My LUV autoclave is working in the assembling line right now. However, let's order 1,000 of these. That's actually not that many bytes. I don't think it'll take that long to process. Let's order 2,000. Go ahead. And the autoclave is done. I'm going to go set this up off camera, but I did want to mention that we just ordered 2,000 dense diamond. We essentially just ordered 64,000 diamonds. It'll take forever to process in this, however, bye-bye. And almost definitely the last 2 blast furnaces that we'll set up before the end of the uncreative age. I just have to shove this primal mana directly into here and go. What? Why aren't you going? You have Enderium in the input bus, Enderium in the input bus, and primal mana in the... Wait. Primal mana not in the fluid input buses. I am stupid. I forgot to put the input buses in. Okay, are they auto pulling? Nope, they're not going to auto pull. Oh my goodness. And it looks like they're running. Let's go ahead and actually upgrade these to the double IV stage, which means they're running an LUV or something like that. Let's make sure this thing can handle it. So I have this one. No. Are you running at... Wait, what are you making? I think you're running at double, so let's say 2 or 4 amps, 1 amp, 6, 7, and then 12 amps. So this will overload the thing. Let me make sure this is running at the right amperage. So yeah, it's running at this. I don't need any more dark solarium, so let's go ahead and start running it slightly slower. I'm actually not allowed to run this guy any slower because he requires 30,000 EU per tick, I believe. And now he's not even going. Now he's making me look stupid. You have all this stuff, don't you? Come on, dude. And there he goes. I just had to update one of the import buses just to make sure everything was working properly, and now it is. However, let's go ahead and think about what else we can change here. we're not actually going to change anything except I disconnected these two lines, and we're going to have a new CEF for IV right here. So we make sure we don't overload anything, and that should allow these guys to run dummy fast after they update. You know, I'm going to avoid a recipe because I want to see how fast they'll actually run. That's pretty fast. We're now producing Enderium at approximately 4 times the rate. In the meantime, I also went ahead and set up this very ugly system that we have right here. However, it's fluid crafting. It'll get torn down eventually. And we're creating this crushed rhodochrosite, which is something that we need to make the elite plating, which is something that we need to not make that, to make that, and not that. We need to make the reactor stabilizer frames to make the reactor stabilizers to make the last 2 tier microminers. And basically what we have going on here is it's making redstone as well. I'm just shoving it into this and then exporting it into blocks and then putting it into the system. Everything right here is getting shoved into the system, that's why it's ugly. It has been a couple hours, however, I have been doing things. In fact, well, I haven't been doing things. I've been going here saying, hey, why don't you make me something? And then it does that. But I guess that counts as doing things. We have AE. However, I thought let's go ahead and solidify some neutronium for the first time in this pack. We don't want it in plate form. We want it in ingot form. And go. Oh boy. We should get somewhere, I think I calculated out like 113, 114 ingots from this. However, we'll have to see. So that's 64. And let's see how many it turns into. So we already have 100 right there. This is, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 113. Okay, so I was right. I'm actually pretty glad that we didn't use up all of our neutronium. So now I can pipe at 32 millibuckets, and we will tank that later. So next step is, I think it's time. Oh, also I did Einsteinium. Let me show you what I did for that. So once our fusion reactor finished up neutronium, I just went instead and shoved a little bit of berkelium and a little bit of californium. In fact, 8 buckets full into each of these. I also removed the automation for it because we don't need it anymore. And I got 8 buckets of Einsteinium out, and now I should just be fluid solidifying that in one of these guys. Yeah, this one. And it looks like we backed up, which means we are completely done with Einsteinium. So I'm going to pull it out of, where the heck was it? Right here. I'm going to pull out this little extra bit, shove these in my system, and we don't have to send any more microminers off for Einsteinium. In fact, this means we have done all of the solidified stuff, 512 of each, which is enough to make all of the motes of omnium we need to make the creative tank. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up motes of omnium now. I think I have most of this stuff, but we will see. Let's look at exotic material catalyst first. Here's the recipe. Let's go ahead and save that and then shove it back into the elite crafting packagers and unpackagers, and then we should just be able to order a, let's say 504 of them, because that's, or 505, because I want 1 extra. So we're missing 83,000 diamonds. Nether quartz, that's fine. Pyrotheum, all that stuff's fine. We're missing Canthal, so I need to up the availability of Canthal. Need to make some more red steel. We're missing luminescence, but that's fine. That's automated. I can upgrade the drawer there. And it looks like it wants to send things off. So it wants to send off something. I'm not entirely sure why, but it wants to send off 87 tier 1 microminers. However, that's actually okay. I'll let it do that if that's what it needs to do to make all this stuff. So let's go ahead and pin the stuff that we need to make still. That's mainly night slime, vanadium steel, and this stuff right here, manulin. Hopefully this stuff can be just produced in the, just smelted up, right? This can, oh, it can be. Okay, so that one will be easy. I know this one needs a blast furnace. Was there anything else in here? Luminescence, I'll up that. Canthal, I'll up that. I'll make some more red steel. Okay, red steel. I'm going to do this off camera because it might take a little bit of while, but let me come back in a minute. Okay, so I set up most of the easy ones. I'm currently waiting for manulin to, oh my goodness, to backlog a little bit because apparently I accidentally turned it off like maybe a couple hours ago for some reason. I disconnected it from the enemy system so it wasn't being supplied with things that it needed. However, it wasn't for so long because we still have Draconium and we're still producing Draconium. So I think we're okay. This is actually another drawer that I want to upgrade. So let me grab one of these and do that. So we should be good. We're going to backlog slowly on Manulin and then I'll smelt that up. So let's set up something different. First things first, I want to order 512 slime blocks because this is what we're going to use to make night slime, because night slime is made of night and slime. Apparently that's only 2,000 of my plant balls. Remember, I'm producing plant balls using the centrifuge, right? Centrifuge with rubber wood. I've been doing this for approximately forever. But yeah, this is the recipe for night slime. So now that we have our slime blocks, we can grab a chemical reactor, or like that. There, I'll do an IV one, and I will set this up over on our last final IV line. It's a mess over here. This is really, really ugly, but let's do it right there. That should be fine. You've got to remember, we are moving out of this place as soon as we get the creative tank, so I don't really care how it looks. I am going to have to do it all over again anyways, so let's not worry about it. So, next step is to get a bunch of titanium stuff. This is 512 pieces of titanium, and it should be enough liquid to produce the 512 night slime that we need. For the last step, we just have to blast furnace some of this vanadium steel dust, which I just went ahead and crafted up because I don't think we're going to need it in really any other place. So this is the blast furnace I've been using for my on-demand task. Right now it's making the red steel still, and I'll make like 8 stacks of that, and we should be good to go. It's not the fastest, but it is at double HV, which is, I think, fast enough for me. Like, the process will finish before we get even close to the creative tank. And by now, our night slime should be just about done. Okay, let's go. This pickaxe is so fast now that I can pick up the tanks without having to mine for like 20 seconds, or use the crescent hammer, because it's literally instant. Like, it's a good pickaxe. These end steel pickaxes, very good. So let's just go ahead and do that, and since it has more than a stack, I'm just gonna do that and hit it with my crescent hammer so it auto outputs. And we'll just export bus the slime into there and then put an interface on this side. And that right there to me looks like it's working, and we're export busing it back into the system, and we should be getting our first night slime. Okay, perfect. Okay, everything for the exotic material catalyst is now being cooked up or is already done. So let's go ahead and check out motes of Omnium. Remember, there are a couple things in here that we don't have to worry about. So 512 of these guys, it's a little bit more, but you know, it's fine. So we're still missing 78k diamonds, and we're missing all this stuff because it's being produced slowly but surely. That's already good. So we're missing a little bit of chrome, so let's go ahead and pin chrome. And then we're missing a little bit of osmium and palladium. Interesting. Osmium right here. I think osmium is just being smelted a little bit too slowly, so that'll be fine. Palladium there, and night slime being produced, luminescence. Let me go ahead and up that luminescence thing, and it looks like vanadium steel is being produced, yttrium, and sodium. Okay. Yttrium was another thing that I have to set up a blast furnace for, I think. So yttrium, vanadium steel is being done, sodium, just like that, and those are the things that we still need to produce. Sodium should be fairly simple, I think. I just have to stop using it up. See, we have sodalite, sodium hydroxide. I should be able to reprocess this into sodium somehow, I think. Maybe not. But, yeah. Okay, let's grab another drawer controller, one of these ones, and we'll up this guy to a lot more. Also, the bottleneck in this system is the phosphoric acid. It's so much slower. We're about to kill our phosphoric acid in like seconds with this thing. That's not it. This thing. Oh man, but it's producing fast. We should be able to get all we need before we actually need to make the motes of Omnium. Apparently I have a death over there. I think that death is from a slime. I've actually been slaughtered by slimes a couple of times in the recent past. Oh, also, these are getting pretty full. Let's not worry about them. Wow. Isn't it beautiful? I love these fusion crafting things. Also, it's time to upgrade them. Let's go ahead and input the recipe, which is right here. We need the chaotic tiers to make the stuff we need for this, like that, or not that. This needs chaotic tiers. We need the chaotic tiers for the chaotic and neutronium solar panels. So let's set in the recipe. It should be fairly simple to just, nope, it's 10. Never mind, it's not going to be fairly simple. Our crafting systems are a little bit tied up right now. This thing is basically working full time. It's always got something left in this buffer, but it is slowly finishing up its job. I sent off 3 more layer of the Chaos Guardian datas, and it's nearing completion. It's got a lot left to do, but it's like getting close to the end. I'm probably just going to let it craft for an hour and everything will be fine. However, we should be able to order this chaotic fusion injectors and everything will just go. It's a little bit expensive. Well, I mean, of course it's a little bit expensive, but I don't know, we can do it. How many diamonds? I think this is going to use a dumb amount of diamonds. Oh no, 83,000 diamonds. Oh god. I have to do it. Start. Oh no, did something steal the CPU? I just made a big CPU, so hopefully it should just be able to go. Oh, yep, there we go. It wins. Sometimes you have to shift click it. Okay, there it goes. At this point, the pack has essentially become a waiting game. However, I want to make that waiting slightly less long, so let's go ahead and upgrade our ore processing production, at least half of it. I'm going to upgrade these from HV to EV, so they should be approximately 2 times as fast. I also have to be very careful here not to destroy things because all of these filters are set and don't need to be changed unless I, destroy them. And there we go, all nice and upgraded. I know it doesn't actually look like anything's changed, but all these guys are running much faster. And you should not be, I guess you can, wait, why are you working on redstone? I don't want to process redstone. Where is the redstone? Is it right here? Nope, tetrahedrite? Nope, no nether redstone for you. Alright guys, I am essentially sitting around twiddling my thumbs until I can make all of the things that you see here. We're missing somewhere around 500,000 diamonds, which is a lot, but doable. I need to make some of this stuff, which is expensive, but once again, doable. And then I need to send off 2 tier 9 microminers, which I'll do with you. I need to make this stuff for that, and it's so far off that I'm not going to bother making it until the last moment. So I'm going to cut here, I think, and we will come back in a couple hours. Hopefully after some things have processed. I'm probably going to order, I don't know, 2,000 more dense diamonds. Yep, go ahead. And we should be well on our way to getting the things that we want. Okay, it's been approximately 24 hours. Maybe it's been like 20, 23, who knows. Something like that. It's been a while, and I just woke up, so if my voice sounds a little bit raspy and gross, it's because of that. I have had exactly 2 sips of coffee, so I'm still a little exhausted. A couple things have changed, and we've had a couple of issues that I want to let you know about, because maybe you're going to play this pack, and maybe you'll run into these issues too. First of all, I've spent the majority of the last day trying to like get my ore processing to work, and trying to, get all the materials that I need together. I unintentionally set a ton of the level emitters that we had way too low. So something like osmium, we don't have a whole ton of right now. We're cooking it up, but we don't have a whole ton of it. As well as another thing, tungsten carbide, which I have 3,000 of now because it did run most of the night. However, that's that's like 3 of these reactor stabilizers, or maybe it's 4 of them. But let's see how many 3 takes. It takes a second to load the thing because there's a lot of stuff in it, including 3,000 zirconium apparently. That's not very cool. Where is it? Tungsten carbide. Right there. 2592 to send off these 3 reactor stabilizers, which I'm going to need to send off pretty soon. However, the thing that I wanted to bring you back to craft right now, because it's pretty cool. Oh, also I'm limiting the energy that can go into here, so these zirconium blocks have been going for 10 hours now. Well, mainly because of another issue where where my ME system completely filled up. I had to add these 2 new drives, and they were a pain to get crafted up because of everything. These were all full. That's mainly because of the ores we have in our system right now, which is a lot. Apparently, I'm crushing and not purifying not even close to fast enough. So eventually our ore processing will get through the backlog. However, we might be through the end game before that actually happens. The main reason I brought you back right now, even though we're not finished crafting stuff up yet, is because it's time to order the motes of Omnium. I ought to be able to order all of them at once and then just simply let them craft. I'm going to order an extra one so we can fluid extract it later. So that's a beautiful sight right there. That's a lot of bytes, but I made a huge computer. This is going to suck up a huge majority of our resources, but we will never have to craft this again after this. Oh man, that feels great. Oh, this is going to take at least an hour, because remember, these packaged auto things down here, they take a couple seconds to create their thing. And shouldn't you be going? Shouldn't you be making the exotic material catalysts? Whatever. But if you do remember, it puts all the stuff in here all at once, and it's super fast, faster than the automation interface, but then it takes forever to craft through here. So it might take an hour or 2 hours to craft up all those modes of Omnium. However, we're not ready to finish the pack yet anyways. Oh, everything's turning green. Oh, it's because it just cleared a ton of stuff out of my drives to make the... Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll be back when we're getting close to finishing up the modes. Okay, so I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I accidentally set up the mode of Omnium recipe as a processing recipe. So they were all just getting shoved in here and getting stuck, which is fine. So let's go ahead and craft our first mode of Omnium by hand. And that should be a quest complete. Okay, let's go ahead and shove these in here as well. Let's put on blocking mode, and everything should be crafting up just fine now. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you working? Oh, never mind. He's fine. The thing just wasn't showing? Whatever. Okay, so it looks like stuff is happening. I'll slowly shove these all in here, and everything should be fine. It has been a whole nother hour. I'm a little bit more awake, so hopefully my voice doesn't sound too raspy anymore. However, I managed to craft up 7 of the 9 chaotic cores that we need to get the creative tank. So we need 4 each for each neutronium solar panel, and then we need 1 here. So, see, my problem right now is I don't have enough energy. If I check my conduit here, it has 1 billion stored inside of it, and it can store 200 billion, which is it's a chunk of energy. It's pretty good. However, the chaotic cores each take 30 billion RF, and trying to craft up 9 of them at once was a little bit taxing on my system. So I'm going to let this conduit storage build up just a little bit more, try to get it to maybe 40 million or 40 billion, and then I should be able to craft up 1 chaotic solar panel, or the 2 chaotic solar panels, and then 1 of these. I have exactly everything that I need to craft up my first neutronium solar panel. And then we'll shove this thing upstairs, maybe set up a couple of celestial manipulators so it'll produce 8 million extra RF for us, and that should make everything else we have to craft up a lot easier. I'm also in the need for a lot of moon dust, well, a couple thousand, not like a lot, so I think I'm just gonna come dig it out myself. I've got nothing better to do, and also I don't want to tax my ore processing system any more than it already is trying to get all those diamonds done, so by hand it is. We're not quite ready to craft the neutronium solar panel, however, I do have enough energy in my network to craft the, I believe, right? This turns into this. At 13 billion RF, we have 14 billion in our storage. So I'm going to do this one by hand because we only have to make it 1 time. So there, and there. And it starts going. It should suck energy disgustingly fast. And there they are. We are now the proud owners of 2 chaotic solar panels, and we have to, let me do this again, we have to fill this up to about basically 2/3 full. So as you can see, where is it? Right here. Average input over 5 seconds, so we're inputting 3 million RF into our network right now. That's how much we're producing, and we're outputting 2,500,000 to all of our machines that are doing things. So let's add these 2 guys, and that will up our power production by just over 500,000. I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw them like right there. And now they are producing not their maximum because it's not full daytime. There is, however, something we can do about that. the chickens are still constantly being slaughtered, even though I'm fairly certain we have quite a ton of sterilized growth medium. I can't check from here, so that's fine. So what we need to set up is, ooh, how can they spawn there? I feel like I have a mega torch. We'll set it up like right over here then. A celestial manipulator and a daylight sensor. So what I want to do essentially is output redstone when... let me figure it out and I'll be back. So it's working. I'm skipping to nighttime right now, so hopefully this sensor will turn on. It is a nightlight sensor. So once the night gets bright enough, it will, I think, send a redstone signal right to that guy, and that guy will start working. Okay, you can see the sun is setting, and slowly but surely, it's creeping up. One more little tick, and it should turn this thing on and set it to day. There it goes. And once it's charged up, oh man, look at how cool that is. And it should stop at sunrise. Okay, it's not exactly time to start doing it. As you can see, I have 110 billion in the buffer. It's been sitting for a couple minutes. However, let's go ahead and get the neutronium solar panel started so I can go do things with my life. Well, I have to go run, essentially. So let's get this started, and when I come back, it should be ready to go. Oh wait, maybe this, I guess it's shoving all of its energy in at once. Yeah, now this thing should be empty. Yep. And just like that, 6 miles down the hatch, and 1 neutronium solar panel crafted. Now let's go ahead and check how much power we have left in the system. We have about 45 billion. This is going to go a lot higher in a second because this neutronium solar panel produces 8 million RF per tick, which is pretty decent. I calculated, I think that it makes around 10 billion RF every minute, so our conduit storage should be getting pretty nasty. The input is 11 million at this point, so yeah. Also, let's not forget just how expensive this thing was. And it's not even permanent. I have to pick it up to make the tier 10 microminer. However, we should be able to... What the heck? We should be able to go right here, put this chaotic solar panel that was once upstairs into here, and it should start crafting. It's going to take a minute. I'm going to go take a shower because I'm still gross, and we should come back to a second solar panel done and dusted. And just like that, the second neutronium solar panel is done. And look, its buffer is full, which means the conduit buffer is full, which means we have a ton of energy backlogged. I think this thing can output pretty much all of its energy in one go, which is pretty good, which means we have a fairly ginormous battery just right there. So, in the meantime, I also went ahead and ordered the tier 9 microminer, and it looks like it's finally finished. This thing needs to be launched alongside, or it doesn't need to be launched alongside. To launch it, I need to get 4 stacks of these stellar creation datas, which are gotten either 1 by 1 with tier 1s, but that's kind of lame. Let's do 64 tier 2s with 4 ultra dense hydrogen each. So I have this. I need, how many is it? 3 more stacks, 192. Just like that, we should, ooh, we're close. Okay, I'm gonna have to AFK for just a little bit longer, and then we can send this guy off. In the meantime, while some of those guys are running and we're waiting for these hydrogen solidifiers to do their job, let's go ahead and make the neutronium plate, the neutronium heavy plating, I believe, which has to be made at the highest temperature, fusion coils. Good thing I had 32 extras of them because I thought I was going to make another fusion reactor. However, I never ended up actually doing it. We have a little bit of janky wiring here because it has to be run at UV. So there's a little bit of Einsteinium in here that I made a while ago. And then we should just be able to input and it should start. Oh no. Is it ran at higher than UV or am I doing something wrong? Turns out plates have to be turned into plates before they can be turned into, better plates. And there we go, all of our plates are turned into their pre-plate form, and I just wanted to highlight just how close we're cutting it on neutronium. I have exactly 1 piece left over. However, we are going to be able to order the tier 10s in a couple of minutes. And go in. Okay, does this take a million years? Oh, it takes a long time, and it's gobbling up energy. However, we're producing a ton of energy. And, let's go ahead and set up the best form of automation, a hopper. It feels like this episode has been going on for ages. Well, for me it has. We've already put in somewhere around 20 hours of gameplay just to get this episode done. However, it is coming to a close fairly soon. I just need to get under here so we can throw our tier 9 microminer in the system and on its way. In the meantime, I went ahead and did the 64 of these and got all the ultra dense hydrogen. I stopped producing hydrogen, I think, because, yeah, I still have 2,000, so we should be good. I mean, I have infinite hydrogen in like 20 minutes anyways, so let's send this guy on his way. And I really hope he has enough energy to go. And 3, 2, 1, and it's complete. Okay, so if we look in the system, we should see some stellar, universe creation data. So all that's left to do is make the tier 10 microminer, put this universe creation data with it in a large microverse projector with 8 blocks of awakened draconium, and we have our first heart of the universe. And this is used in a fluid extractor to make molten creative portable tank, and then you get 1 extra millibucket so we can make infinite portable tanks. Alright everybody, it's time. Everything is crafted up and ready for the tier 10 microminers to go, with the exception of the 2 neutronium solar panels which were down there. And now we should be able to order 1 tier 10 microminer. Yes? Please say start. Oh man, it says start. Okay, go. And we wait. And there it is. Isn't it kind of fitting that this all came down to a simple autocraft that I didn't even know the exact moment that it finished at? I think so. And we should have exactly everything that we need to send this bad boy off. So let's go over to microverse projector. I've already checked the energy input hatch. It should be good to go. It's the highest tier one, and let's shove him inside. And good luck, buddy. Get me the thing that I need. Please get me the thing that I need. And it's going to take probably 2 or 3 minutes, but it's going. Oh my god. I have quite literally been sitting here staring at this thing for the last 5 minutes. However, it's just about done. Finally. This has been about 20 hours of play for this episode. However, we're about to end it off in the best way. Heart of the universe. Oh man, there it is. Okay, let's go back down to our IV area, and I set up this thing right here, the fluid extractor and fluid solidifier at ZPM, which is the required tier for it, and let's extract. It's going to take a moment and a lot of RF, but it is going to do its thing, and we're going to have infinite creative tanks. Okay, there it goes, and we have a very nice 1 millibucket of molten creative portable tank left for us. So, once this thing finishes off, we can shove it into the creative tank that we just got and create more creative tanks. So I'm going to set this little drawer right here, and I'm going to push the creative tanks into it. However, I want to see this finish. Oh man, there it is. Okay, and I guess wait, am I doing... No, where's that noise coming from? It's gone now. Way to ruin the moment, dude. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here, grab a drawer key, and lock it really quickly, and then pull it back out, put it right there, and take my pipette, and there we go. Infinite creative tanks. You gotta hit it with a crescent hammer, and there it goes. This thing will make me as many creative tanks as I want it to. And, oh, that's not what I meant to do. That, please. And there we go. Now that feels really good. And I waited for the first one just to make sure everything's going to work, and I can just let this thing run for a little while. However, before we end the episode, I do have something I want to show you. I've been holding out on you guys. I have a new area. It's called the Factory, and we're going to go to it. And this is your first look at our home and the place where we will become gods. I haven't done much here. I've done some basic setting up, and I haven't actually set this thing up. This is just where I'm going to start doing circuit automation. And this is going to be our new home. We have a lot of space, and we're going to fill it all up 100% because our goal now is to get more hearts of the universe. Not only to get more, but to automate every step on the process so we can get infinite hearts of the universe should we desire them. So we're going to start that next time. hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, maybe leave a like. It's been quite the grind to get this thing this episode, so I think I might deserve this one. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.